Yeah, here we go. Morning, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. But hey, good morning, YouTube. And happy to be alive. Yes, Farmer James coming back at you. And look, I told you I was going to come back and help us both thrive to keep our honeybees alive in 2025. So, what does that mean? Well, this episode, what we're going to do is focus on what it's going to be like becoming a new beekeeper. Where do I go? Where do I shop? Who do I trust? Um, those are a lot of questions. So, all I can say is trust your gut. And as I say, keep learning about honeybees. Also, learn about what you can do for your honeybees. What I mean by that is, I know when I first got honeybees, I was just so happy to get honeybees that hey, I just went out, saw the first advertisement, got a package of bees, accepted their advice, and off I went. After a couple $1,000 between honeybee boxes, supplies, suits, you name it, feeds, miticides, treatments, classes, um, bee stings, missing days of work just from being exhausted. So, look, honey beekeeping is a hobby. For some, that is a lot of work. For some, it's a livelihood, which is a tremendous amount of work. The work that goes into it is one, mental. Secondly, it's a lot of that mental. And tertiary, you're going to have to put a lot of physical into it. So, like I said, like myself, starting out, I had to ask myself, what can I do to become this great beekeeper, to become that person that I saw on television. Handling bees, looking at bees, holding bees with their hands, um, sipping their cups of coffee as they talked about their bees, or their connection, educational wise, academic wise. The list goes on to my reason. Excuse me while I take a sip of some really great coffee here. So, like my reason, as I said, is because, I guess I felt it as a calling. Because as I learned about honeybees being the creature on earth that, like all the other pollinators, because I support all pollinators, contribute to our livelihood on planet Earth here. So after realizing that trying to survive with what job I had, what I thought was good that I had, the American dream, I realized it didn't create the best values that I wanted. And what do I mean? Well, those values are community, the values of respect for community, the values that I have for respect for myself, also the values that I have for Mother Nature. And sometimes those values um, get blocked by the two-legged folks like myself. And what do I mean? Well, I was a murderer. Yes, yep. No, not that kind of murder. But I killed my bees. My bees died. Not just my first year, but my second year. I didn't lose all of them, but I lost a bunch. And I felt very bad. I felt awful. And like I'm sure other people out there, you felt very awful or sad or whatever your feelings were. I'm sure you met with those feelings and came to a conclusion. Do I continue beekeeping or do I give it up? Yeah, I use that word pretty harshly. Murder, no. We're not a murder. What we are just people that keep learning. We're human beings. We want to do a lot. We get we fantasize about doing a lot. We have imagination that carries us off into, you know, the wild blue yonder, as I say. But there's a reality. That reality is, am I doing the hard work? Am I putting in the time, the effort to help out a creature that is helping out me? So I'm not going to commercialize it. I'm not going to fantasize about it. I'm not going to go out and say to you, the person or persons that work with me, I don't know. Yeah. Have you ever heard that answer? Have you ever heard? Well, yeah, of course. We've heard it all kinds of ways. But look at what I mean. You've invested your sweat, your money, your time, arguments with your family over your honeybees. Maybe even the bank, because you may have taken out a loan about your honeybees. But your honeybees perished. And the answer, I don't know, shouldn't be acceptable. It wasn't for me. So that's why I put in the time and effort and the hard work, the hours, the endless hours that I continue to do every day. I just finished up a 3+ week intensive program, which the four pieces of the that master beekeeping program at Cornell University. And it was very intensive, but it validated my skill set that I've developed over the years, not just the physical, but also the mental. And it also prepared me to better myself to how to communicate with people who want to achieve and, as myself, continue to achieve becoming better beekeepers, so that we can answer the questions to why our bees died. So, in the beginning, right now, this is shopping time. As you all folks know, some of you folks have seen, heard, participated in. I will, as we got coming up, the Vermont Beekeepers Association's annual winter meeting. And like others, we're going to talk about bees. But some of those have participated already in the North American Bee Expo, the American Honeybee Show, those other events that are taking place or will be up and coming. Everything is about bees, except what can you do in your backyard about your bees? In your backyard. What do I mean? Well, I'm in Vermont. Where are you? Wherever you are, learn about the bees that will help you have better luck at beekeeping. Yes, I like I said, I made the error. I jumped in, I bought my first package. I learned the hard way. And I learned that now I need to learn a better way. So, no more Italian bees in the Green Mountain of Vermont, because they're not mountainous bees. They don't have the traits I'm looking for. I'm to survive here for me. I am a honey producer. I don't produce a tremendous amount of honey, but I do produce quality honey and good tasting honey by those who are continue to be my growing customers. And to create such a apiary where I have the right bees for my mountain region, I had to do my homework and find the bees that work for me. So that's all I'm saying. There are a lot of people out there, influencers, that will influence you to say that these bees are good for you, but you don't know until you know. So find out. Ask anyone who has the knowledge out there, and you can ask your local extension, or either a university, agriculture extension, etc., or someone who's been advertising, they've been in the business for 20 plus years, and just ask them the hard questions. What are your successes? What are your losses? What are your errors? What are you doing right? Why should I buy from you? Why should I trust you? Why am I putting my hard-earned earnings into what you are saying to me are good bees? Yes, I could say I have good bees, but you know what, folks? That is the tremendous challenge. Honeybees, like ourselves, we're bombarded by climate change. Yep, I brought it up, climate change. It's affecting beekeepers on all levels, commercial, sideliners, scientists, enthusiasts, hobbyists, etc., wild bees, pollinators, everything. All the creatures on Earth are plants. We're all being affected. So we need to ask, what can we do? How can we help our honeybees survive? So, does that mean buying the latest, prettiest, nicest, revolutionary, created beehive out there without knowing how it works? Or using something that's been around for 100 plus years and just making it better? Yes. But I mean, well, wooden boxes. How do I make them better? Well, there are a lot of people out there that say they make those bee boxes better, and I do not want wood outliving me. So, what do I mean by that? I'm 58 years old. Well, not yet. I'll be coming up 58. So, I do not want to worry about my bee boxes outliving me, but I do want to make sure my bee boxes are good for my bees. So, I'm not suggesting, saying, do this, do that. There are a lot of great items out there. There are a lot of great catalogs from great bee supplying companies out there. And obviously they are great because they are continuing to grow as the hobbyist and or just beekeeping in general is growing. And like myself and all you other viewers out there, you want to contribute to keeping this creature alive, which in turn keeps us alive. So again, there's a lot of stuff out there to learn. Learn about your bees. An example, I'll give you an example right here. Guys, look, I'm not just shooting off the cuff. But I write it down. Look, this is just a quick read off of just one supplier of queens. Well, actually, a couple. So just for queens, we got Italian, we got Carniolan, we got Russian, we got Caucasian, we got Northern, we got Southern, we have VSH, we got vaccinated. And we got mutt bees, which could be all of whatever I just listed. Again, we got Italian bees, Russian bees, we got Carniolan, we got Caucasian, we have Northern, we have Southern, we have VSH, we have Pole, we got Harbo, we got vaccinated bees. Vaccinated, come on. Vaccinated. Is that going to help you? Is that going to help your bees? Did vaccines help you? Some did. Many didn't. So, again, that's just that couple catalogs and the bees they offer. So there's a lot of bees out there. A lot of people selling bees. A lot of people saying they got the great bees. But remember, this is America and this is the world and it's run by capitalism. So that means people out there are trying to sell you the best because that's capitalism. And I'm not going to say I'm not a capitalist because I sell to survive. I am a capitalist, but I will swear to you that whatever I do, I stand by as quality, as American, as pure as can be. That means I do not complement, substitute, nor add anything that will create something that I do not stand by. So, in my bees, I stand by trying to find the best bees that I know I can work with in my mountain region. So I did my homework. I did more than 10,000 hours over the years combined to help me with this conclusion that I only work with mountainous bees. Okay, some of the best were introduced by, Dr. Sue Colby and others like her, the Carniolan. All of the traits that I've learned from that one bee, the Carniolan, Carnica, mellifera, is been very good for not just myself, but for honey production in this mountain region, as well as their temperament or a quality temperament that I enjoy because of the fact that I educate others and would like them to come visit my apiary. So I don't want hot bees. I don't want bees flying around video cameras where they're making more noise on that video camera than I am speaking. So if you see somebody out there doing a video and their bees are making more noise than that person speaking, okay, there it is. So, again, do your homework. Find the bees that will help you. Yes, you may lose them, and that is a fact of beekeeping. Up here in the north, and also the misinformation by the USDA Agriculture about honeybees thriving in 2024, and then at the end of the year, they're dying at a rate of 50+%. Wow. How could it be, beginning of the year, 70-something%? Oh, this is so great. We're booming. End of the year. Wow, we lost 50, plus percent of the populations in the US of A have declined. Facts, fiction. Anyway, do your homework. Know your bees. Okay? So, after you figure out what bees you got, then it goes into what we call hardware. As everybody knows, we have the great inventors of hardware, Langstroth being one of the persons that people talk about the most, because I use, as I've many other people, many other beekeepers, commercial beekeepers in particular, use the Langstroth hive. That is because it allows for us who are honey producers to have the ability to manage our bees. What does that mean? Manage our bees by moving frames. The movable frames allow us to know what is going on in our honeybee populations. On the other hand, if you were not a person, a sideline, or a commercial beekeeper, you probably not want to adjust to such a thing where, as you see from the great commercial beekeepers, the names I don't need to, repeat. Others do. They already have their shows. They use the Langstroth bee boxes because that is the management that works well for them. When you're a hobbyist, you can fantasize what works based on a lot of people who say it works where they are. You have long hive, short hive, big hive, little box, giant box, boxes that go inside your house, boxes that are shaped like a bubble. A lot of variety packs that are out there. But again, just because they are where they are does not mean for me it works. So, if they are in Australia, if they are in Florida, I can adapt, but I cannot use exactly their beekeeping methods because I'm in Vermont. I'm not in Florida. I'm not in Texas, Tennessee. Well, you get it. So I ask the great northern beekeepers, and you know who they are. I don't need to, again, say their names. So they've mentioned through whatever their experiences are, some have 50 years, etc., generational beekeepers, their experiences. But again, when they have failure, they too ask, what is going on? So, folks, let's focus back on the hardware. Again, ask yourself, is it going to work in your backyard? If you have money and have time to experiment, but I don't. I have only the time allowed for their existence, the honeybees, which is limited. As we know every year based on real information shared to us. So my time is exhaustively spent on doing what I can through education, learning experiences to make sure that I can limit my beekeeping errors. Not perfection, but my beekeeping errors. So make the right decision. This is the shopping time. You're going to be out there. You're going to be seeing. You're going to be hearing. You're going to be hearing a lot of people influence you through a barrage of information. But through it all the fog, listen to what is real. As one of my professors repeated to the group, follow the science. Follow the science. So that's what I've done. So the science have told me we have chemicals in our body that they're now telling us. So imagine what that little creature has in their body. So that's it. Right there. PFAs, glycophosphates, human waste being used on agricultural fields. Now those fields and the waterways are permanently contaminated, which means nothing, including a human being, can enjoy being on that soil or around that earth without dying of a harsh cancer of some sort, or just death for a creature, little creature like a honeybee, just death. So, yeah, we can't keep asking why, because we do know. All right, we do. Because we yell, we scream, oh, the chemical companies, oh, they're bad, they're killing us, they're killing us. Well, if they're killing us, they're killing the bees, they're killing the birds, creatures, or just, look, it's happening. And then on top of that, look at the country. I mean, one side's burning, one side's raining. It's cold everywhere. It's cold, very cold. Places that haven't seen it, snow. So imagine those creatures that have never seen it for years. All right. So if you're a human, you know what you're going through. Imagine what those little creatures are going through. So, yeah, I use woodenware. Okay, but I do learn what makes it better for what I do in Vermont. So I had to learn about thermal regulation to make beekeeping better for my honeybees. Also, I had to learn about real feeding management, not what is influenced upon me, but what is very good for my honeybees. Okay? So, what I learned is everything that is good for me is also good for my honeybees. Mitochondria, gut mitochondria, like my gut mitochondria, needs things that feed it to make it better. So, to make me healthy, to maintain strength, to continue to be a great beekeeper, okay, that means physically doing the work because it's hard work, mentally having the ability to continue to learn to know about my bees. It takes a lot of good quality nutrition and to work to find good quality nutrition. So I share that information with you all. When you become a beekeeper, learn how to manage in feeding your bees. Because as I had a small debate with a doctor of entomology of a university in my state, I said, well, that rainy year, which was crazy up here, I mean, heavy rains, just like, what's going on? Plus, a late frost. I mean, late, I'm talking about May. So that's late. So no spring resources to build up the colonies. None of that kind of Mother Nature kind of thing. And, natural beekeeping, let Mother Nature do whatever. That could happen. But for a honey producer, I needed to figure out a different path. So in talking about, well, hey, the rain washed out all the resources from the flowers, pollen, nectar, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I find that hard to believe because the bees are doing good over here. Again, right, goes back to where are you? Where you are is not where I'm at, okay? So, if I listen to her talk about, what, where my bee, anyway, I know my bees. They were starving because there was nothing. And I listened to a professor of entomology, a doctor of entomology, PhD or scientists say, well, the bees will find the resources, and guess what? My bees starved to death in mid-June. Weird. All right, lesson learned. Speed up last season? No. I listened to my bees. My bees said, James, Farmer James, we need to eat better. We need to eat quality. We need quality. We need quality. We need resources. So that's what I learned I needed to do. I did my homework over winter. So when I came out last season, I saw colony growth. I'm talking 3 deeps, 2 supers, whereas years before I barely got 2 supers on 2 deeps. Some of my colonies were 3-year queens doing 3 deeps, and I'm talking brood all the way up to the 3rd deep. Wow. So anyway, hardware. So we talked about the honeybees. Please do your research about the honeybees. We talked about hardware. There are a lot of houses out there, but we can't afford to live in any house. I know I can't live in any house. So your bees can't live in any house. Anyway, let's also focus on education. Education, education, education. Learn, learn, learn. Ask, 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 ask. Ask, not ax. I know he didn't say asks, asks, ask. Ask, 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 ask. Not, the donkey part or the jack part. No. So, get off of yours, of the jack, and before you put your investment in time in your investment, because honeybees are your investment, just like buying a house, car, wherever investment for your kids' education, whatever it is, with your stocks, whatever, the same amount of energy, time, and knowledge goes into getting your honeybees. So when you're out there getting your honeybees, don't get caught up into the politics of honeybee keeping. Do not get caught up into any other aspect except what you need to learn, because your honeybees, these ladies, depend on you. And yes, there are drones, the guys that are part-time residents. And look, if you learn and ask about the guys, the drones, the most important. Yes, the queen, lays thousands of eggs. But the drone, if that drone isn't healthy, mates with a queen, is that queen healthy? Is her brood healthy? Is the colony going to be healthy and strong? So, everything depends on A and B. Well, I am here to help you. I'm here to help me. If you like what I say, don't forget to hit that like button. That helps the algorithm to keep me on board of YouTube. And subscribe so I can keep doing this, because I want to help us become successful beekeepers. I do want to help us become successful beekeepers so that we can educate those becoming up, the younger population, because don't forget, we need generational beekeepers coming up as well to continue to help the honeybees thrive. So again, Farmer James, I'm here talking about mountainside beekeeping, and my goal this year is to help honeybees thrive in 2025. So yes, folks, let's try to keep honeybees thriving, and I ain't talking about jiving in 2025. All right, so that's it for real. And remember, I'm just a beekeeper, and this is just my opinion. All right, Farmer Jones out.